Hi Stampers, Shannon Howell with you today. We are going to make this fun fold gift card holder. We have birthdays and Mother's Day, graduation, Father's Day coming up, and Christmas is right around the corner. So when I saw this, I wanted to recreate it. I saw it on Tammy Baird's blog. So I found it on Pinterest and I wanted to case it. So I went to her blog to find directions on it. So this is, I'm using Playful Patterns Designer Series paper along with the Playful Patterns ribbon combo pack, but I'm just using the Night of Navy. We're using Night of Navy and Coastal Cabana as our two main colors, as well as Memento Black. I'll be using that on the inside. I did emboss it with the Settles 3D embossing folder. I really like this, so I'll be really sad when it is retired at the beginning of May. So, but on the inside, it's this cute little pop-up gift card. So I thought that was so much fun and wanted to recreate that. So the stamp set that I'm using is the Sailing Home stamp set. We're going to be using the small sailboat, the birds, congrats, set sail in the direction of your dreams. And then on the smooth selling dies, I'm just using my labels that come with it. So I wanted to use those for the front on the belly band. And so with that, let's get started creating this so I can show you how fun and easy this was to make. So we have a 4 1/4 by 8 1/2 inch long piece of Night of Navy cardstock. I've already cut that down from a full sheet, but we are going to cut at 5. So it'll be 4 1/4 by 5. And with that, we're going to score this one at 1 1/4. And make sure if you're using a Stampin' Up! Trimmer that you're using your lighter gray to score with, not the darker, because that one is going to take and cut for you. Excuse me. And then at 3 1/2 is our other score mark for this one. And just put those to the side. And then you're going to take your smaller piece that you just cut off, which is 4 1/4 by 3 3/4, 3 1/2. 3 1/2 is what it is. And we're going to score at 1 1/4 for this one as well. Okay, and then we're going to run those through our embossing folder, so then that way you can get that texture. So here we go with our embossed ones, and I'm just going to take my embossing folder and just run that over my score lines one more time, just to give it that extra crease. So with this, you want to make sure that you have your right sides. So you're going to take your score marks that were 1 1/4. So your 1 1/4 piece each. You want to make sure that you've embossed it so that your embossing is going the same direction. And that you also have it, this one is pretty basic, so it's embossed on both sides equally, it looks like. There's not one that's showing that it's a right and wrong. And you know what, let me just move my trimmer out of the way, because that is in the way a little bit. So you're going to use your tear and tape, and you're just going to put that along the sides. And I have a pair of scissors that I use to cut it with. You can tear it though, because you can see that I have torn it. It's not, I just always worry that I am going to rip my paper with tearing it, because it's pretty strong, that tape. once you get it down. Of course, it doesn't want to come up because I would like it to. I hope you guys are doing well this beautiful day. It's sunny here in San Antonio. It was cold this morning, but my sister is in St. Louis and they had snow yesterday, so I'm glad I'm not there. So if you're experiencing snow, my heart goes out to you guys, especially with it being, you know, the middle of April. So, and we are just going to do what's called, we're going to kiss these together so they can attach. And just lining them up is a little bit of a challenge for me sometimes. There we go. So we got those. And then you're going to take your next small flap and we're going to round those corners. Just get your corner rounder. And then we're going to take a 1-inch circle punch and we are going to clip that, put a little notch and just even that up. Just to give that a little notch. And look, I just want to show you. It just slides in there. Isn't that just the cutest already? Like, so cute. And sorry, it doesn't take a whole lot to amuse me. So our next two our solid whites are going to be 2 inches by 4. So then that way, that's what you're going to use in order to be able to take and stamp on. So you've got one for your top and one for your bottom. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to get our stamping done real quick. And let's see. So I've got my Memento Black for my birds. I've got my Night in Navy. And I just took and inked up my Night in Navy today because when I was doing this, it was a little, it was weaker than I wanted it to be. So I wanted to take and make sure that I had a nice bright blue, or not bright, but a dark. So I don't have to take and push very hard on it. We'll see. Just put that in the center, and you can see how dark that is since I just inked it up. And you know what? Since we're on double-sided, let's just see. This would be considered second generation stamping. I think I like that better, just because it's a little bit lighter. And then that way it's not so bright or so dark, because it almost looks like I stamped in black. So we're going to do the same for our congrats, but I am just going to take this and leave it the dark. So I've got congrats done, and then I'm going to bring my Memento Black in for my little birds. I'm going to just add those up in the corners. They're flying away, and I'm going to put this away before I put my hand in. I'm going to bring my Bermuda Bay in, and we're going to use our second sheet, 4 by 2 inches, and I am going to add my sailboat, and I'm going to take and add some more birds on here. Excuse me. And then, and for all of you that can hear my son talking to my dog, he's getting ready to go to band. So, as much as I try to keep them quiet while I'm recording videos, Doesn't always happen. So you may have even heard the dog panting because my youngest took her for a walk for us. So let me close these inks up real quick. That way we don't make any messes or drop anything in there. So I tend to do that. And I like to use liquid glue. It's just my preference. So whichever you prefer, if it's a snail adhesive or if you like liquid glue, you could use tear and tape on the back of this as well. And you're just going to, I just like liquid glue because I still have a little bit of room to take and move that if needed. So before it sets. And then same way with this one. I'm going to put this on and for our congrats, I took and popped that up. And as you can see, I use up every piece of my dimensionals. I don't waste any of it. It all goes on there. So we're going to pop that right there. And as you can see, our gift card fits in there perfectly. So now we're going to do our belly band. And with the belly band, you don't want it to be super tight. You want it to be able to take and slide off and on easily for your recipient. You don't want them to think that they have to tear it apart. So I just kind of just gave it that little bit of a form. I made sure that it could slide off and on. And then I left the one piece there, and I'm just going to take my tear and tape again because I don't want it to move. And, whoops, this stuff is sticky because it sticks to me each time. And we're going to put this together. I still got that movement. We've got that seam right in the middle, which is great. So we're just going to pop this up as well. And I can show you. But before we end up putting our sentiment on the front, we're going to wrap a ribbon around because we don't want to not get our ribbon on there. And all I did was take it, and I normally leave my ribbon on the spool when working with it, so that way I don't have to waste ribbon. See, look, I'm all the way on the opposite side. I wanted to be at the top of my card, and this ribbon is thin, so it may take me just a second because I'm on video and it never fails when I'm trying to tie bows, either live streaming or on videos. It does not want to cooperate at all. So, and then, so I've got my little bow, bring my ribbon, scissors in, clip that off. So I've got my ribbon and gonna attach that. So then we've got that, and our last thing to do would be to add on our bling. See, that was a super easy card for you guys to be able to recreate for your graduates, birthdays, Mother's Day, Father's Day, just because, whatever you might need a gift card for. And just how many of our bling you want to put on there. But I hope that you enjoyed this little gift card fun fold. And then see, it'll fit right into your envelope perfectly for them. So, all right. I hope that you have a wonderful Stamptastic day. Bye, guys.